You asked for it, you got it. Today, I have this right guest for you, and he will not shut up. For 45 minutes, we're gonna have a conversation with him, one-on-one. And the person is me. Guys, willpower doesn't exist. I call it's why power. Without the big why, none of the shit will happen. Success without fulfillment is ultimately failure. You can be like me and achieve everything you can imagine, and by rules of society have absolutely everything, yet be miserable, because I never have the purpose. Your conscious mind is 5%. 95% your subconscious. You have to reprogram your subconscious mind. And in order to reprogram yourself, it's not an easy journey. It takes years. Remember, guys, it takes only one day to make a decision. It's like a switch, but it's gonna take years to become the new person. If I give you $3 million right now, or 1 cent and double it the 1 cent every single day, which one would you take? If you take 1 cent a day and you double it every single day, on the 31st day, you get $10,750,000. But everybody talks about the good stuff, the compound effect. When I crashed, when I almost took my own life, when I had depression, I couldn't believe it, where all this pain is coming from. And it was compound pain that I covered for 48 years of my life, and I never dealt with that. And the compound pain got so big that it finally exploded and almost cost me my own life. Welcome to Mastering the Inner World and Outer World podcast. Today I have this amazing guest, guys. You're not gonna believe it. You guys, every time I do the podcast, you guys ask me about him. You ask me about his opinion, that you want him to talk a lot more. You text me, you call me. It's a lot of stuff that you're talking about. And today I have this right guest for you, and he will not shut up. For 45 minutes, we're gonna have a conversation with him, one-on-one. And the person is me. You asked for it, you got it. We're gonna talk about my opinion, my perspective, and how I see and perceive different point of view. And I'm gonna have guys asking me the questions here, and we'll figure it out. We try to deliver as much value as possible. So the first question that I was already asked before the podcast is the power of discipline. And it's funny, and I don't wanna point the fingers, but it asks about willpower. Guys, willpower doesn't exist. I call it's why power. Why you want to do it. You can have as much willpower as possible. Without the big why, none of the shit will happen. You will burn, you will crush, you will go for a while when you have a successes, when you have a kind of, you see the progress, but every time you're gonna doubt yourself, you're gonna hit the stagnation, it's gonna stop. So the right question is not a willpower, but the why power. Why you do it, like why you want to do it, what is the goal, what is the meaning, what is the purpose? Tony Robbins talked about it a lot, that success without fulfillment is ultimately failure. And that's exactly the truth. So you can be like me and achieve everything you can imagine, and by rules of society have absolutely everything, yet be miserable, because I never have the purpose. I had the willpower, but I didn't have the why power. I didn't know why I'm doing it. For the money, at some point, when you reach you have everything to pay for, what is the next? And that's when the crush starts. And that's the same thing with discipline, with the Ironmans, with the workouts, with whatever you want to do, whatever your goals are, that you will run out of it. The discipline, the motivations, if you don't have the why power. The mindset is important. But when you have your own why, what is happening in the beginning, you need the discipline. But what happens is you are programming your subconscious mind. And then it's a very important, because your conscious mind is 5%. 95% your subconscious mind. It takes a year to grow. And that's who you truly are. And then you want to go to the next level, and you go with your conscious mind. And that's how you develop new habits, but your old mind still making the old decisions. The second you progress, the second you program your subconscious mind, with the 5% of the conscious mind, it's hard. You have to reprogram your subconscious mind. And you're not even aware of it. You don't think anymore how you walk, how you get up. You brush your teeth the same way. You shave the same way. You shit the same way. You pee, you eat the same. You have the same part. You don't think about it. The same thing is with the bad habits and the new good habits. You don't think, you haven't. And then suddenly you 30, 40, 50, and suddenly why I'm overweight, why I'm obese, why I don't have money, why I end up always in the bad relationships. It's everything how you were programmed. And in order to reprogram yourself, it's not an easy journey. It takes years. Remember, guys, it takes only one day to make a decision. That's it, one day. To make a decision, to change your mind, it's only one day. It's like a switch. And then you just go on. But it's gonna take years to become the new person. And becomes, so everything, the new stuff that you're doing to become your identity. I think that's what I want to go with that, because like you said it, like willpower, I was like, it's willpower is not gonna get you anywhere. It really doesn't. Without the big why, without the big why, you're gonna crash. You're gonna crash, or like me, you're gonna get to the top of one goal, and then what is the next one? And your why has to be so big that even if there's no progress, your why has to be a lot bigger, because you will run out of willpower if there's no purpose or there's no fulfillment. You will run out of it. And you know what? And money. It's a good why. I get it. It's a good why. But it's like you dancing with the devil. There's some level that is enough, and then you want more, and you lose your identity. None of the materialistic things, none of the outside makes you who you truly are. If you think about it, if I ask you, like, who are you? You're gonna tell me, well, like I'm gonna tell myself, I'm a father, I'm a business owner, I'm a husband, I have a good heart, I'm physically fit. But who are you? Who are you truly? Because we are truly the energy. We are not our thoughts. We are truly we are the next level on consciousness. That's who we are. And we got a program that work on awareness all the time. And just carry, and I'm losing my thoughts, and it's funny, so we're gonna probably cut this off. That's what I love about podcasts, that, when you lose your thoughts, the way of thinking. So where did I go? Okay, who you are. And that's, you have to understand that when you figure out who you are, what you like, what make you happy, not the pleasures, because the pleasure, it's a very short of a time. The happiness, it's a journey. And can you imagine, like, if you eat the steak every day for the 30 days, you're gonna be sick of the steak. The happiness is the awareness that you go through life and you experience life. And yes, you do experience the betrayals, the heartbreaks, the failures with your weight, the failures with the marriages, the failures with the kids, bankruptcies, last very close one, death, some people jail. It's a life. And look at how fortunate you are that you can experience all those emotions, all those feelings. We cannot just be happy, and then what? There's not only one emotions. Happiness is experiencing life. It's a long ass journey, no shortcuts, and the person you become on the journey, without destination, with just big why we're doing it. When I had the goals and I could achieve them, always after I achieve any of the goals, I become depressed. My goal right now is help 8 billion people. And if you think about it, it's like how the hell he's gonna help 8 billion people? And I had a podcast, Paul Hutchinson, and he produced the movie of Sound of Freedom. And we were sitting right here, and he's like, Jarek, it's an easy goal. I'm like, what are you talking about? If you help 2 people every year, and those 2 people help another 2 people, and those 2 people help another 2 people, in 32 years, you're gonna help 8.5 billion people. I'm like, bullshit. I got my calculator. Go ahead, do AI. You ask ChatGPT, do it right now. In 32 years, only 2 people gonna help 8.5 billion people. Sick, right? 2. And it's funny, we're gonna go back to what we started the conversation, actually, the compound interest. The same thing. I just wrote the book. What is the book that I wrote? I read. Compound Effect by, I think, Darwin Hardy. Can you guys Google? I think Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. I think it is Compound Effect. Yes, Darren Hardy. Guys, if I give you $3 million right now, I love that. It's a so simple explanation. If I give you $3 million right now, or 1 cent and double it the 1 cent every single day, which one would you take? Most of the people would take the $3 million. If you take 1 cent a day and you double it every single day, are you ready? On the 31st day, you get $10,750,000. Those are the little things. But everybody talks about the good stuff, the compound effect. When I crashed, when I almost took my own life, when I had depressions, I couldn't believe it where all this pain is coming from. And it was compound pain that I covered for 48 years of my life, and I never dealt with that. And the compound pain got so big that finally exploded and almost cost me my own life. So with bad habits, the same thing. That's how you become addict. How just 1 beer, you start from going out, then 10 beers, then 10 days later and 2 weeks later, we'll go with some other friends, and suddenly the little habits, suddenly you becoming a weekend alcoholic, and suddenly you drink vacations, and suddenly you drink every day, and like, oh my God, how did I end up here? It's a little things that you are doing every day. The same thing with your negative thoughts. The same thing, become a victim. You program in your subconscious mind, and then after years, you become that's who you are, because your conscious mind can only process what you thought, what you input in. The same thing with the good habits. Saving, hey, I'm gonna eat 100 calories less. I'm gonna save $10 this month. You don't have to send millions. I'm gonna donate this much. It's a compound. And you're gonna live 10, 20 years no matter what. Like I work on my body my entire life, and I'm getting the results I want in the age of 50. Why would I want to go to the gym for 20 years? Screw that. But you gotta live no matter what. And it's the little things you do every single day. And I'm not telling you to quit drinking, to quit smoking, which I really tell you, do it. But the little stuff that you do, even if you want to change anything in life, it doesn't have to be humongous. Like, I have not been touched. I think I've been sober. I have been sober for 4.5 years. And I know I'm never going to drink again. But every day I wake up and I go like, we're not doing this shit again today. I don't think I'm never going to do this for the rest of my life. Right now, after 4.5 years, I know I won't. But the same thing, I'm struggling with the sugar. It's been 2 years since I quit sugar. It was the hardest thing ever. But what happened is we have to do it like on the daily basis. Like, let's say I'm not going to do it for a day, for 2. Or if you eat 2 croissants, I'm going to eat 1. Or, I eat every day 3 scoops of ice cream. We do 2. All the calories you cut with 1 ice cube, after a year, it's going to compound enormously, and your weight is dropping. The same thing with exercise. I think we just talked before, when somebody's overweight and want to lose weight, if you talk about it and you tell them, it's like, hey, you got to lose weight, fuck you, asshole. Like, I have all the insecurities to think who the fuck you are. It's not easy. It's hard. But if you tell them, hey, find 10 minutes, go for a walk. And if you cannot find 10 minutes a day to go for a walk or hit the gym, 10 minutes or even 5 minutes. If you cannot find 5 minutes for yourself to take care of yourself, then there's nobody out there that can help you. You are the only one. But do the little things. The little things, I promise you, are going to become big things. Compound effect is huge. And I'm telling you, this is not only in the good, like breaking the habits, in the good and negative as well. You're going to find one human, you're going to have one friend who is freaking negative as hell. Suddenly, believe me, and you're going to allow it. You're going to stay in this environment. Guess what? Suddenly you have 2, 3 friends, 5 friends. And then after that, that's your environment and you have 5. And then there's a saying, I don't know who said that, if you always become what your closest 5 friends are. You're going to be the 6th one, the same with the good ones. So it comes to the good and the bad. The little things.
Why do you think it's harder for somebody to stop their bad habits than starting new ones?
Safety. You know what? It's so hard. You know, like I don't want to talk about, let's say let's say, I give you an example. It was so hard for me to file for divorce because I was scared of the new. So you want to stay with stuff that you know. That's why people are scared. Because you actually comfortable with what you know for the, let's say, 5, 10 years, 20 years. So the comfort, the safety, that's what it is. So that's number one. Number 2, this is the biggest, and this is the biggest one of the biggest. If I start I start new habits, new thing, I go on social media. I'm gonna do Ironman. I'm gonna become a real estate agent. I'm gonna become influencer. Whatever. I'm gonna become skier or whatever, marathon runner, whatever. And suddenly you are scared that if you fail, your voices, but which you only create, is gonna be that I'm not enough, that I'm a failure. And what happened is, because of that, I'm not loved. So I'm not gonna try so people don't, so my insecurities are not touched. So I'm gonna try, I'm gonna stay in my comfort zone, my safe zone. So my friends, which by the way, it doesn't matter if you have friends from the freaking childhood, from 3 years old. At the end of the day, if something goes back, they're gonna leave you. Believe me. They care as long as they want to grow with you, but not too much. Okay? So I'm saying all of them, but a lot of times people, they truly don't care. So all the voices is the stuff that you're talking to yourself, the inner dialogue. So the inner dialogue, so that's the second thing. That they don't want to, because, I'm not going to be enough. I'm going to be a failure. Why did I try? And now people have put more insecurities in me. And then if I'm the failure, I'm a loser, I'm not loved. And we all want to be loved. But the love, switching the subject, but here what happened is you are love. You were born love. You were born with everything within you. You've been born with everything you have. But through the process, unconsciously or consciously, but mostly unconsciously, your parents, your grandparents, your coaches, your teachers, they took it pieces away from you. And you become the person that was taken away. And then you are programmed by society, and that's who you become. And then you believe that's your identity. Right before the podcast, we start talking about because it really bothers me because I cuss a lot. And lately, I'm really cussing a lot. And it started bothering me. And Will said, it's like, no, Jarek, that's your identity. I'm like, no. It's not my identity. I'm not a cusser. That's not my identity. But I create this identity because it's easier. Instead of me explaining that's a big level, and now I'm gonna just put myself vulnerable on the camera. The emotional intelligence is because when I cuss it and I put a different word because it means so much, I don't have to explain everything what it means to me. I can say fuck. I can say motherfucker. and it just brings the story more meaning instead of me expressing myself in the words and expressing where I'm going with the whole thing. But I'm not gonna explain the whole thing with the backstory to everything, so we just cuss it. But it's truly not a good result. I'm doing this too much. I know how many times we cut off like the reels. It's like, yeah, I know. I keep repeating myself. It's like, just shut up, Jarek. Just go with the flow. Be natural. Be authentic. And this is the best. That's what I connect with the audience actually the most. Did I answer your question? That we said one the safety versus. What's the question? Safety versus breaking.
Yeah. So why is it harder to break bad habits than start new ones?
Yeah.
But on that topic, a lot of people say discipline is punishment, and that's the way they view it. There was a very interesting thing you said the other day when we were sitting outside having a discussion. You said discipline is self-respect and love. Mm-hmm. Can you elaborate on that?
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's funny. If you truly, why did I say this? Discipline is a self-love, self-respect, growth, shutting up the inner critics, is because nobody, and if you listen to this, I need you to really look at yourself. Nobody spend more time with Jarek than Jarek. I know Jessica spends a lot of time with me, my spouse. This is my partner for life. Get it. Nobody spends so much time with you than you. If you are, and I talk about it all the time, when you keep breaking the promises and even the discipline, that's where you start breaking yourself within. And that's where all the insecurity even make it stronger, because then devil got something on you. It's like, oh yeah, motherfucker, you see, I'm cussing again. But that's what it is. Motherfucker, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. So then when you're struggling with the real issues, the back voice, the inner critic comes in and wins with you. When you love yourself, whoever have kids will completely understand that. If you have a child, let's say you are a grown-ass man, right? You're 40 years old, and you have 2 children and 3 children. You go and you will put, but I only have a glass of wine. I only have, 1 cigarette or 1 cigar or, 1 gummy or whatever. Like I'm talking about drugs and alcohol right now. Would you do this because I have a bad day or I have a celebrated? Would you do this to your 8-year-old child or 10-year-old son or daughter? No, because you love them, right? You do, but you do it to yourself. What does it tell you? What the fuck, Jarek? Shut up. You're like, no. Think about it. You would not do this to your child, yet you do it to I'm a grown-ass man. But it doesn't serve you. You know it doesn't serve you. If you knew, here what happened is, oh my God, that's a good one. We all want an instant gratification, right? We want everything. That's why we're scrolling, we do porn, we do food, we do alcohol, we do everything, right? If you knew the one drink, it's gonna give you the one drink, it's gonna give you enormous hangover, it's gonna give you empty calories, you're gonna get weight, and you're gonna live 10 years shorter. Then let's say you take 2 zips and immediately the results hit, like instant gratification with the scrolling, with food, with alcohol. You knew it's gonna happen, you would not do it. There's no instant gratification, it's delay. But with the other stuff, you want an instant. Think about it. Why are we doing it? If you think that the food, if you put all the stuff into your body, it's going to make you 30 pounds, overweight, But you would have to wait 2 years, 10 years, because you putting little bit. It's gonna take, instead of waiting 10 years, next morning you wake up and suddenly you are puffy and you 10 more pounds. Would you do it? Hell no. But you do it on a daily basis, going back to the compound interest effect. You do it. So instant gratification, that's another thing that we all want it, but we all want it in the good stuff, not in the bad stuff, because we don't see the results to our body. If you are not disciplined to cut all this shit out, it means you don't love yourself. You don't have a self-respect. It means that you are not taking care of, because you think you're putting yourself first. We're not entitled to anything in this life. We're entitled to serve. And we get to the certain level, and brother, I've been there, I'm guilty. I'm guilty of this shit. I've done it on every single level. I closed this deal. I'm allowed to do this. I'm allowed to do this. Yeah, I'm on vacation. I mean, come on, like, give me a wine, give me a beer, dude, I don't have to work out. What? Self-respect. And you know what's funny? When when you also lose the discipline, you lose self-respect to yourself. Self-love, that means that you don't love yourself, but at the same time, that's where the resilience, the relentlessness, it's gone. Because when you know you take care of yourself, you know there's nothing you can stop you. And that's all of this stuff, you're in the control. You're not in control of other people. I don't know if that answers your questions or not.
Yeah. So one recurring theme here is most people who do not have discipline nor good habits seem to not have structure in their life, and it's very chaotic. How important has the new structure in your life been, from going out and meditating to reading the books to being present? How has structure changed your life?
Again, baby steps. It's because you cannot have everything at once. It's really, truly, it's a baby step. That's what I keep talking about. Did I start do I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning? Like, no, I don't. Why do I get up? But do you guys think for me getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, it's a fucking hell? You know what? Maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago, why? If somebody told you, like, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, like, what's wrong with you? Like, to me, it's like, if you don't wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I think, like, what's wrong with you? It's who I am. It's my routine. But it didn't happen like immediately. So it's like, when you start building, you gotta put one, and then you just keep adding to your routines. And the more regime your routine are, the stronger you are. Because it's like, let's say, if I'm working on something, or I'm about to lose something, big deal, or I'm having in the big fight, I'm going through divorce, I'm like, but I'm Jarek Tadla, I can handle that. Because I've done this. I have a track record. If you don't have a track record with yourself, and then you get older and you're gonna crash, then you're gonna become a victim. But if you know that there's some stuff that you are strong and you develop, that, hey, if I could do this, whatever you think right now, the little things that you do, and 10 years from now, it's gonna have enormous effect on you. Whatever you're thinking right now, if I take your phone right now, this is a funny one. If I take your phone right now, truly, actually, I have 3 people in the room. I take all their phones right now. If I go through the Instagram right now, I scroll it, I can tell you who they're gonna be 5 years from now. Because that's how they program, without even knowing, their subconscious mind. This goes in, and then 5 years later, that's who we become. It was funny. I was at the airport 3 days ago, and I was looking, Jessica was showing me the dog, the funny, like the funny reels. Guys, believe me, 10 years ago, that's the only thing I watch. That's the only thing I watch. You cannot find on my script now, on algorithm, none of this stuff. The only thing you can find out is, like, how to meditate better, how to pray better, how to have a faith in God, about self-development, about consciousness, awareness, all this stuff. That's if you take my phone, that's what it's gonna have. But 5-7 years ago, if you look at it, it was like truly like the funny thing. And guess what? Then I crushed. That's because I have nothing else to fulfill. So it's a little things, whatever you do right now. If you look at your habits and you really sit down and you take a journal, and doesn't have to take a journal, just take a piece of paper, and you write down everything you do on the daily basis, motherfucker, you're gonna be shocked. How much time you freaking lose. You are not going to believe how much time you lose and how much time you waste instead of feeding yourself. Even like, it's like I have this habit that I put before my night ritual, which by the way, we're gonna do a whole podcast, my 24 hours with me. And guys, I gotta read the book so I don't use the phone, so the blue light doesn't hit me, at night, so I can sleep deeper. It's like I was scrolling my phone the last 45 minutes before. It's like this. You know how hard it was to read the book? So guess what I did? 2 years ago, I said, Jarek, you got to read 1 minute. 1 minute for 30 days. Just 1 minute. Put the phone away. Just read 1 minute. And then become 2 minutes, then 5 minutes, 7 minutes. Suddenly I'm reading 12 books a week. But 2 years. And I did this for my sleep. But look at the compound effect of the side effect of learning. How much time I learned. The book or scrolling and get a dopamine level is hit and instant gratification. Or reading the book. Better sleep, knowledge, and who knows what doors they're going to open. And where I use the knowledge. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah. One very powerful thing you said the other day was people are looking up to you even if you don't think they are. And so your habits do matter. And you were saying it in the context of drinking. You had a circle where every Friday, Saturday...
It's funny that was going to go. I was truly going to go there. I love the question. So what happened is it's how people look what you do, what your kids do, no matter what. There's no question as the kids do. But I just want to say something, and I want to use the same example. When I quit drinking, because I never realized that how many people are inspired, when you're successful, like people look up to you. And I never realized that how many people drink with me. So what happened when come weekend or people come over, we would drink and everybody would get shit-faced. Everybody. Because Jarek is drinking, Jarek probably drinks. Come on, let's have another one. Let's just like everything I touch, like 120 or I don't do shit, right? And then everybody who was around me, everybody was drinking, overserve, Uber home all the time. There's like you couldn't drive. Here's what happened. A year after I quit drinking, we're in my ski house, and I'm with like 4 guys that we got shit-faced. And suddenly they have a 1 beer, 2 beers. I don't make any out of it, like 2 beers, like dude, like 2 beers. We would drink 20 each. Then the 3rd scenario, 4th scenario, 5th scenario. Because I was successful, I give people permission to drink, even though they were not successful. But if successful person drinks, that's okay to drink. People look at you, you don't even know. I have nothing to give. I have nothing, I don't inspire anybody. People look up to you. It doesn't matter where you are, who you are. People do look up to you and all the little stuff you do. So why don't you just develop the new habits, the new things? And really, if you see somebody you want to be careful meeting your hero. Be careful meeting your guru. Be careful meeting whoever you inspire, whoever you are inspired by. Because you might meet the person and be like, holy shit, I don't want anything to do with this person. I don't want to be anything like the person. So get the good stuff out of it, but There are people that are running companies, hundreds, thousands of employees, and on the weekend they do some sick shit. And I know I've seen it, and it's like they're going to work on Monday. It's like, yeah, it's like a regular Monday. So be careful. So this definitely people look up to you, and kids the most. Like I don't eat sugar for 2 years, and suddenly, and I work out and all this stuff. I could tell this my kids, but suddenly my son's like, we're going for the ice cream, and he's like, I don't eat sugar. Since when? I did not tell him. If I tell him that you're overweight, don't eat sugar, it's like, no, the same thing. Just that kids see. The way I start writing the book, this is the funny how I start reading the books. I read the books all the time, but I was on audio or on my phone. And my friend goes, is like, Jarek, you read so much, but your kids always think you're on the phone. I'm like, OMG. I'm like, I wrote the first book. I opened the first book. I never put it down. We have to do this stuff. We cannot tell the kids. We cannot tell our friends. We cannot tell our employees. I cannot tell my kids don't watch TV, and then I go and I watch TV. You know what I mean? I cannot tell the kids it's healthy, and then I go and I order chicken fries, or I go to Chick-fil-A. I cannot do that. It's. But right now, I love myself too much to put this stuff into me. Like, I am the most important person. I'm filling up my back. I'm my soul, my bucket, and I want to make sure that everything I put in, it's gonna give me. I'm gonna pay the good consequences versus the bad consequences. Guys, thank you for listening. This is just the first one, not the last one. I know you've been asking on this podcast. Just go ahead. When you're listening, subscribe, like, make sure, send it to your friends, share it, and mostly send me the questions. Send me the questions you wanna have answer to, or you wanna ask me something. This is like, and then on the next podcast we can record it and I can answer the questions for you guys. What else? I'm really excited. I really want to do it. I want to do the podcast. We've been already talking about my day and all the stuff, the cheat codes that I do, the shortcuts. With the workouts, with the peptides, with the food I eat, with the supplements I take. We're gonna put a lot of stuff. So I just keep watching for that, and we'll see how that goes. And love life.
Thank you for listening. Leave your comments and subscribe for more insights on mastering the inner and outer wealth.